Behind the stumps, 2 slips. In your view at the moment, there's also a gully, backward point, a cover, and a man on the third man boundary. First ball coming up, Prabhakar to Athar. And those are first runs. Nice, easy drive by Athar Ali Khan. Down to the long off boundary. Over the line it goes, 4 runs. That's a nice way to get off the mark. Umpire Robinson signals the boundary.
We've been told that Athar Ali Khan is a free-stroking batsman. I've seen him play a couple of times. Played a good innings against India at Chandigarh.
This one's on the onside. He didn't quite get hold of that. The inner part of the bat, wide of mid-on. The batsmen take 2, 6 for no loss. Kumble there, and that's Sidhu, the fielder. Navjot Singh Sidhu.
There's Srinath. Well outside the off stump. He did tend to pull his back inside though. Javed Umar just seems a little fidgety, and I think that's entirely understandable. If I was out there playing my first one-day international, I'd be a little more fidgety than that.
There's another look at it. A ball outside the off stump. In fact, way outside the off stump.
The last time Bangladesh played here, they played Australia and New Zealand in 2 one-day internationals, and everyone thought we were in for an early afternoon. Can assure you both matches went on well past 5 o'clock in the evening. Oh, that is the one that nipped in a little quicker. That's the danger one as far as Javed is concerned.
Well, just doubled up. And that one's gone down to the third man boundary between first and second slip. 4 runs. Javed Umar off the mark.
Oh, that was the first snorter. The first snorter from Srinath. Really pushed him back, didn't he? Must make Srinath feel a little better, that delivery, though Nigel Plews has been looking very closely at his follow-through. Well, there might just be a bit of a hurry here for Athar Ali Khan. I'm not quite sure there was a call from the striker's end on that one. Oh, that struck him on the pad. There's a loud shout. In fact, was there an inner edge? No, says the umpire. So 12 for no loss after 4 overs.
So a schemer in cricket. Well attempted. The batsman get a single in the end. Kumble did very well there. Good attempt. It's going to be a single. They'll have to hurry, which they do. And there's going to be some overthrows. In fact, 4 of them. 5 runs to Javed Umar. 4 given as bonus. There's umpire Robinson signaling 5.
I'll tell you, Prabhakar will not be happy with that at all, because that means more runs against him. And I think the reason for that was that the new man out there at mid-off, that was Utpal Chatterjee. I don't think he was quite backing up or expecting the throw to come as quickly as it did.
There it is again. As you see, it's almost tucked away onto the onside. And the fielder at mid backing up. And Chatterjee just that wee bit late and conceding 4 extra runs.
Oh, that's a good-looking shot. That's a lovely shot. In fact, he'll get 4 down behind square. Beautiful shot. Just drifting down leg side. And Athar Ali Khan shows he loves the ball in that slot. Tremendous shot.
Beautifully tucked away. Double beat Sidhu. It was really lovely timing. Athar Ali really does look as if he's in command of the situation at the moment.
Yes, he played an earlier over a shot of Srinath. That was a half volley. This one wasn't a half volley. This one was played on the up. It's an even more difficult shot to play, but it also gives you an indication of how good the pitch is. Because the ball is coming onto the bat quite nicely. The batsman can afford to wait and then play his shot.
Fine delivery, and he's gone. Athar Ali walking, not waiting for the umpire's decision. A lively little innings from him. very disappointed to be out, just nibbling at that one that perhaps left him a little from Srinath.
Yes, and I think this is a very important wicket for India because Athar Ali looked very comfortable, very composed when he was batting, but he's now nicked it behind.
Sazad off the mark. Nice controlled shot. 2 easy runs. And this was how Srinath took his wicket. Ali just getting the touch, the ball lifting and through to the gloves of Mongia. Through the gap. Well, Manoj Prabhakar must be feeling that there's absolutely no justice. Finds the outside edge, through the gap between wicketkeeper and slip. 4 runs coming. Mohammad Javed moves up to 21. Not very far away from Naya Mongia, as we watch Prabhakar coming in. Ball to Shipon, and a big appeal, and eventually given by umpire Robinson. So the end of Shipon, Sazad Ahmed Shipon is out. Another wicket falling to India, Bangladesh losing their 2nd wicket. That's how it happened. Really the faintest of touches. That's a lovely shot. Not a very good ball, it must be said, but he waited for it well. Offered it a full bat, not trying to hit it too hard, using the pace of the ball off the pitch. And a very nice way to get off the mark.
Yes, it was a cracking good shot, no question about it. There was width in it, of course. Manoj Prabhakar trying to dig it in short. Look how short it is, and look how wide it is. But they still have to be hit. They have to be also hit between the fielders. That's exactly what the batsman has done.
Not much doubt there. Two runs, but still not a bad opening over for Chatterjee. 12 overs bowled, 46 for 2. Nice easy approach to the wicket. Nice easy 4 runs. That was a fine shot. He's got some quality shots, this lad.
Yes, and I dare say that G.R. Vishwanath would have approved of that shot. Vishy used to love to play the square cut of deliveries, which was just a little wide off the off stump, and this one wasn't actually very wide. You can see it wasn't very wide, but he just stood up there and whacked it.
The mix up here, Sidhu with the throw, Mongia. Well, what a shame that was. The end of the innings for Mohammad Javed.
And the fault entirely the non-strikers, because the call was the strikers. He was there and the non-striker starting, then looking at the fielder, and thereby giving the batsman no chance to get back at all.
Just getting into the frame, but never mind, it's 51 for 3.
Well, is that going to be wicket number 1? No, it is, though the batsman didn't quite connect the ball well enough. Very high, but saw immediately after landing the ball just went flat on the turf, indicating there's very little momentum on that one.
It's the ball swat, and there's calmly, he's way behind there, the ball falling well in front.
No shot, that's always a dangerous thing to do against Chatterjee, because he's not a big turner of the ball, and he's got an arm ball that he tends to prefer. Not playing a shot against the bowlers, tends to pull that one back, always be a bit dangerous. Those are the 2 catches there. Slip and silly point. after that run out. Just a wee bit of turn, but so slow, and a lot of width there from Utpal Chatterjee. And the batsman will pick up two quite easily down to Sanjay Manjrekar. But he might want to go closer to the body, Chatterjee there.
62 for 3. We are in the 19th over. Vaidya. Wasn't meant to go there. He's got 4 runs. Doesn't matter how they come as long as they go up on the board.
Look at that. Once again, I think the ball just hurrying up on the batsman. And I'll tell you, for a shot that wasn't intended to go where it did, that travelled to the boundary pretty quickly.
This is Nanu facing. Going for it in adventurous fashion. Sure, he was entirely in control there. Sidhu, the fielder.
The previous delivery, when the batsman went down the wicket, prompted this shortish delivery. It was good thinking by the batsman, because the bowler, perhaps believing that the batsman might give him the charge again, is more likely to pitch it short, and if you're prepared for it, as the batsman was, you can get some runs.
And something's got past at last. Camberley, the fielder. The end of the over then, 21 overs bowled now, and Bangladesh have moved on to 74 for 3. And that was well picked up. 6 runs. That was a beautiful shot. Using his feet well.
Yes, I think he had by now found out that Chatterjee doesn't turn the ball too much, so the shot was always on.
Chatterjee can play football as well. Oh, and a mix-up here. Oh, and well taken by Mongia. The return wasn't a particularly good one, but a superbly athletic piece of wicket-keeping by Naya Mongia. And Nanu is out, the second Bangladeshi batsman to be run out.
And the non-striker Islam better have a big score before he goes into the dressing room. Yes, the throw, not a good one at all, but Mongia gathering it, whipping the bails off, and that's the 4th Bangladesh wicket gone for 93.
93 for 4, 25 overs bowled, and another run out affecting the Bangladesh total. Clues unimpressed by that appeal. This is Aminul to face. In the air and safely taken. So Chatterjee gets his first wicket in one-day internationals. Aminul is out. Crisp, bright little innings from him.
And reward for some persistent bowling there for Chatterjee. Bowling a good line in length. Islam trying to sweep the ball, getting a top edge, and Prasant Vaidya completing it. So that's the 5th Bangladesh wicket gone for 99.
102 then. 4-5. There's Anil Kumble starting a new over. That is fairly ambitious.
Almost tongue-in-cheek.
No, says umpire Robinson.
There
That's
it is again. Oh, yes.
Kumble has bowled 4 so far. He's into his 5th now. Out to Inam. How can I tell you? There have been a few misunderstandings in this Bangladesh team today. I'm glad they didn't run on that one, because both their run-outs have been pretty pathetic affairs, really, with both batsmen stranded at the same end. They desperately need some runs here. That one came a little slowly off the wicket for the left-hander. He did well, really, to adjust his shot. Down to Prabhakar. It's 108 now for 5. Well, there's a second in this over so far. That shout of no came through quite quickly there.
Just as well, because that man there has a very strong and accurate arm. Navjot Singh Sidhu, specialist in the mid-on, long-on area. There you see that. Played out towards wide and deep mid-on to Sidhu.
Kumble to the left-hander now. Just a bit of width then. He's really cracked that through the covers. They should come back for two quite easily on this one. It's down to the aforementioned Sidhu. And they will come back for two quite easily. So Kumble's most expensive over so far, and he's only given 4 in it.
Nelson.
So you can see a fair bit of width over there. That's the one that held its line and went through. Just past the outside edge. So this is turning out to be a pretty decent over so far for Bangladesh. Hurrying through on Akram Khan, who's done well to chop that ball down. And one more run. So 6 came of that over.
In the 34th over, Bangladesh are 113 for 5. It's Manoj Prabhakar from the pavilion end to the Bangladesh captain. He cuts that one away towards Sidhu, a third man. And Sidhu's going to claim some overtime. He's done a lot of fielding today. An appeal for LBW. He's gone. Prabhakar gets the wicket. Inamul Haq out, 114 for 6. Inamul Haq, LBW to Manoj Prabhakar for 8. And Bangladesh have lost their 6th wicket.
I thought that was a slow one, but very well bowled, and really very little doubt about that one was there. He hadn't moved too far across. He was right in front of the stumps. One of the easier decisions that.
Full toss, dispatch towards deep mid wicket. Kambli will once again come into your picture. There's Vinod Kambli. Good pickup, good return, straight into Mungia. It's 117 for 6.
So it will be Anil Kumble. 5 overs so far, not for 15. And generally quite in keeping with the good bowling we've seen from India today. Another left-hander in, Mohammad Rafiq. He came in at the fall of Inamul Haq's wicket. So Bangladesh losing wickets steadily. And like Inamul Haq, Mohammad Rafiq too, his legs spread very wide apart in his stance. Must make him slightly more difficult to play the spinner. Oh, that's a close one. he got it all wrong there, didn't he? Went for the big drive, and that one was just floating back at him, missed it completely.
I think he misread that completely. Must have been fairly close.
Here's Kumble. That really hurried on. He's having to chop that ball down very quickly.
And
a single all the same.
And I might add that Harsha Bogle is from Hyderabad.
Well, I was hoping you would, actually, to be very honest. That's how that one happened. Really having to chop that down very quickly. It went straight to the fielder. I'll tell you, a direct throw and maybe slightly more agile fielder. Just seen something else happening out there. Oh, that's a lovely ball from Kumble. He did that one, he did that again. He'd done Mohammad Rafiq in with the same ball a little earlier with a very loud appeal for leg before, beat him completely in the air. And once again, Kumble tossing that ball out Yorker lane, and Mohammad Rafiq yorking himself completely.
That was a beauty. And I think Kumble completely deceived Rafiq as he played all over it, and the mess it made of his stumps with Rafiq on his way to the pavilion. 119 for 7 after 35. The new batsman in, Khalid Mashood. He is 19 years of age and he's making his debut for Bangladesh. 119 for 7. But it's Prabhakar bowling to Akram. He's cut that away and brilliantly fielded.
Well, Azhar has been just outstanding in the field today, hasn't he? He's sliding all over, he's falling. He's been absolutely brilliant. Just look at that happening. That ball really went off the blade quite quickly. And that was brilliant. That was brilliant. It's amazing how his example isn't followed often.
Well, an appeal for LBW, then instructions from Mongia to his captain to catch it. And the outcome of all that is that they're still 121 for 7. Smart piece of work from Mongia. Mayan Mongia, very lively character. Not the worst wicketkeeper in the world either.
It's not very often that he gets the opportunity to rip the bails off, because unlike conventional leg spinners who are given the charge, Kumble is much quicker through the air, so batsmen don't often give him the charge.
A long run for Cambley. Can't get there.
Kumble bowling one of those rare half volleys just outside the off stump, giving Masood Khalid the opportunity to hit it away for runs. Bangladesh must feel a little better because somehow the innings has got bogged down.
Yes, an interesting decision. There might have been a bit of bat there, but it would have been after the pad if it was. And not a lot of doubt that he went back. Khaled going back in front of his stumps.
Oh yes, no question about it. Kumble striking back after being hit for that boundary, and that's the 7th wicket gone for 125.
It's into its 38th over. Oh, that's a good-looking shot, isn't it? Up at number 10, you've got Saiful Islam. And first thing he does is he puts his left foot out and plays a very good-looking cover drive.
And that's a lesson for some of his senior batting colleagues. I mean, he used his feet, he came down to the pitch of the ball, and then off the front foot drove it all along the ground.
And that's the last Bangladesh batsman, Anisur Rahman. Very grim looking under that helmet. Yorker length ball, that's very well played by Akram Khan. It didn't look when he played that ball that it would carry as far as it finally did, but he timed that ball superbly. Took it on the full and a boundary after a long, long time. Oh, that's a better ball. Just seamed away slightly after pitching. And the boundary before this one was 93 balls coming. So in the last 130 balls, we've seen 2 boundaries.
It's the last delivery there, just missing the outside edge. It must be the first boundary of Srinath. And he is bowling to Akram Khan. From the football stadium end, that's the far end from where we're doing the commentary. That one's tucked away to deep square leg. The batsmen are going for the second. They will make it 2. The throw is first bounce to the wicketkeeper from Sanjay Manjrekar.
Pretty neatly played, wasn't that? Akram Khan looks such a well-built big cricketer. You'd imagine he's the kind who'd bludgeon the ball all around the ground. He's shown a pretty deft touch onto ball, and 2 very easy runs there.
Akram facing Vedya once again. That one's tucked away, but this time it's going to go straight to the fielder. Sanjay Manjrekar fielding at deep square leg. The batsman settled for a single. 137 for 8. We are watching the 41st over of the Bangladesh innings. Vedya to Saiful Islam. Should be a leg by. Umpire Robinson tapping his knee, signalling leg by. 1 more to extras. 138 for 8. That's the end of the innings, is it? Yes, it is. Of Akram Khan. Brilliant catch taken at mid-wicket. Chatterjee taking his first catch in one-day internationals. That's a brilliant catch there, inches to the ground.
Oh, that's Yorker length that was drifting down the leg side. Just a polite little request from Srinath. 1 leg by. 139 then for 9. And this is how Akram Khan was out. Just flicking wide there on the rise. And a good low catch there by Chatterjee. He's really in the catching position there at short mid-wicket. Bangladesh rather last 2 batsmen in just now. Anisur Rahman and Saiful Islam. That's well picked away. And that might actually go away down to the boundary for 4. There's Vaidya after it, and he will pick it up just inside. So the batsmen come back for 2. Of course, the interesting thing at the moment is that at about 12:30, if Bangladesh bat on a little longer, India will have to come back.
In spite of a late start, Vaidya made it because of those long loping strides. Vaidya continuing from the football stadium end. That one's lofted away towards long off, 4 runs. Much to the delight of this crowd, particularly in that side of the ground. A lot of Bangladeshi supporters there. 147 for 9.
Well, once again, Saiful Islam showing that he can go forward and really hit the ball hard, can't he? There it is, just picking the ball up on the rise, scooping it over the fielder and timing it well enough to get 4.
This one's on the onside. That's going down towards mid-wicket, but I don't think it's going to cross the line. Slowing down. And the hard-working Sanjay Manjrekar running round very quickly from deep square leg. This one's gone towards the deep mid-on region, as it were. It's really behind the bowler. And I said deep mid-on because the fielder from long on came round to field it. 152 for 9.
Well, they really scurried back for the second one, didn't they? I thought they ran brilliantly between the wickets there. And it's interesting that Saiful Islam batting at number 10 is shielding Anisur Rahman batting at number 11.
Exactly. Well, he's one position senior. Remember that. This one's coming down to the third man boundary. It won't be cut off. 4 runs. Prabhakar fielding fairly wide. And that ball going past where first slip would have been. Down to the third man boundary of an outside edge. 156 for 9.
Well, I guess that just shows that if you're willing to play shots, you also get the simple ones coming your way sometimes. It must be agonizing for the bowlers. You can see reasonably fine edge. And towards the end of the slog overs, you normally tend to have third man much squarer, don't you? And so that was always going to be 4. Here's Srinath, but he's bowling now to Anisur Rahman. Straight to the fielder. That could be trouble if it hits. No, it doesn't. They took a single right in front of short mid-wicket, which was Azharuddin. And had that throw struck, that might have been very, very close indeed, but it didn't. And that means Saiful Islam is back on strike.
You see that they ran. I think it was a premeditated run. Azhar picking up, throwing it in, and had that hit the stumps, then the batsman would have given himself out. No need for umpire Cyril Mitchley to come in.
He wouldn't have needed to decelerate there at all. He might have just kept running on. With Srinath. Well bowled again, but he's really batting well here, Saiful Islam. He's picked that one on the onside. He's coming back for 2. Bit of a miss up in the field over there. Kambli's throw a little too strong. For a man who's been batting at number 10, Saiful Islam not out 20 is doing very well.
He's going to ask his captain for a promotion in the batting order because he's batted much better at times than some of his senior partners. That's Kambli picking up and throwing in. And although Srinath had it covered, he missed the throw.
Oh, while they're showing you that replay, umpire Plews has now officially warned Srinath for running onto the wicket. He immediately goes a little wide. He has no choice. It's tucked away for a single down to third man. So this is good batting by Bangladesh in the end overs.
Vaidya continuing. This one's gone to the sweeper cover position. Vinod Kambli, the fielder. And the batsmen have one more. And that's up in the air. Sidhu's under it. And that is the end of the innings for Bangladesh. Vaidya getting a wicket and Sidhu finishing off the innings by taking a very competent catch at long on. So Saiful Islam remains not out. Saiful Islam Khan remains not out with 22. Anis, the last batsman, out for 2. Kot Sidhu of Vedya and Bangladesh are all out for 163.
Well, pretty good work in the end, wasn't it, by Bangladesh? Their last wicket did a very good job, and just shows that if Saiful Islam can hit the ball, Anisur may not always be as good. Went for a good old-fashioned slog. I don't think he timed that ball well at all. And there's Sidhu, who actually, in his own quiet way, has done tremendous work down there at long on. Judged that catch very well and made it look very easy in the end.
Up she goes, and Sidhu comes round and says, thank you very much, let's go and have some lunch.
So that's the story of the Bangladesh innings. 163 all out from 44.4 overs. Saiful Islam, pretty important contribution down there at the end. 22 from 29 balls. But the important contributions came in between. Aminul Islam looked very good, didn't he, when he was for his 30. Minhajul Abidin 21, Akram Khan 24. So that's the story then here. Bangladesh 163 all out.
Anis to Prabhakar. That's a wide.
What a way to start. But Anisur Rahman, we must remind our viewers rather, was man of the match, man of the series in the Sark Trophy that was played late last year. Way away from target.
Prabhakar's off the mark. That's a nice looking stroke, very gently pushed away towards mid-wicket. And that's India on their way now through the bat of Prabhakar. 2 for no loss. 1 extra, the first one, a wide ball, and now Prabhakar gets off the mark. And all eyes now on this young little man, Sachin Tendulkar. He clips that one away, down towards long leg, gets a single. That one's gone, down to deep square leg, 4 runs. No stopping that one. Umpire Robinson signals the boundary. Tendulkar is on his way. He's not out 5. It's 9 without loss in the first over.
India, this is the second over to Saiful Islam. Oh, that's well played by Prabhakar. That's his favourite shot. Just leans onto that down on the onside, and he will probably pick up 2. The throw comes in from Athar Ali Khan. 2 more to Prabhakar. After 2 overs, India 12 for no loss.
And that one's gone towards the side screen at the other end. 4 runs to India. Umpire Robinson signals the boundary. 16 without loss.
Absolutely classic shot. I think that the essence of that shot was timing. You can see just back down the wicket, and that sped to the boundary like it was on remote control.
And this one's gone square on the wicket, down to the point boundary. 4 more to Tendulkar. That ball outside the off stump, straying and punished promptly and effectively by Sachin Tendulkar.
Oh, this is the greatest box office show in India just now. The Sachin Tendulkar show. And that's just one of the reasons. That ball is actually quite wide. Tendulkar's reached at it. And when he was born, he was blessed with timing, they say. The nurse came up to his mother and said, here's Tendulkar, he's blessed with timing.
Lots of it. (20) without loss. Anis to Sachin Tendulkar. He's going to get 1 there. By contrast, in fact, even Tendulkar can get a single. Well, he's not to be left behind. That's a lovely shot by Prabhakar. Square of the wicket to the cover point boundary. 4 more to India. Umpire Robinson signals the boundary rather slowly, I thought.
Giving Prabhakar a bit of room to play. And as you said, Chishti, Prabhakar just reminding all of us he's there too. So there we are. Crowd there. That's the Bangladesh supporters area, but I think they're quite delighted with what they're seeing in any case. Here's Saiful Islam. Just past the wicketkeeper. That really should have been saved, I thought. That'll be picked up just inside by Anisur Rahman. And much to the dismay, I suspect, of Saiful Islam, Tendulkar and Prabhakar only take 1 leg by. 14 runs came from Anisur Rahman's second over. Oh, that's run away down to the boundary like it was propelled. I tell you, when Tendulkar just turned that ball around, he might have been just jogging across for a single, but that one went like Viv Richards gave it one of its heftiest.
That was timed so well and placed so well. Beautiful shot by Tendulkar. There it is again. It's roll of the wrists, wide of the fielder, streaking across, over the line, 4 runs. That's a bit of misfielding there. 4 runs. I think that man would like to play football for some club or the other, but in fact Bangladesh is very famous for playing football, but that one should have been stopped. 36 without loss.
Oh, there's no doubt that should have been stopped. I don't think he quite got hold of that ball at all. Certainly not by his standards. And look at that. It really should have been stopped.
Anisur Rahman to Sachin Tendulkar. That's going to go all the way to the wide mid-on boundary for 4 more. Minhajul Abidin can't get to it. It's 40 without loss and we are only in the 5th over. 164 required. And this one's gone. Wide of extra cover to the boundary. 4 more. And even umpire Robinson enjoyed that one. 44 without loss after 5 overs.
Yes, Saiful Islam. Oh, there's Tendulkar. That's not a great shot, I'm afraid. Inner half of the bat. And look at the injustice of it all. That'll probably still fetch him lots of runs. They'll pick up 2. What agony. They didn't run 3. What a throw. In fact, that's probably one reason why they were better off not running 3. Tremendous throwing arm there. But apparent, Chishti, that Tendulkar perhaps just a little carried away there.
He didn't time that at all for a change, but he got him 2 runs. In fact, a bad shot by Tendulkar fetches 2 runs.
That is the injustice of it all. Where's that one gone? That's 6. That's 6. And who can deny that this young man doesn't have a love for variety? He's tired of hitting boundaries. That one's gone right over the ropes at long on. 53 for no loss from 5.3 overs. What a show from this young man.
In fact, he made up for the previous mistimed shot. This was beautifully and perfectly timed. High, wide and handsome. There it is again. He picks it up. And over it goes for 6 more runs.
Well, he's gone over the top this time. And that'll be 4 to extra cover. I was about to remark to you, Chishti, that was one area that he hadn't probed yet. And so he's marked himself there. And look at all this. I can see a couple of pads over there. 57 for no loss.
Doesn't get that single.
Which, as you said, is most significant thing that happened to that ball.
57 for no loss at the moment. Prabhakar facing Inam.
Bowling, very good line, Moni boy.
2 dot balls.
Super line, come on.
Would you call that a lull in the proceedings?
That's the line, Moni boy.
Temporary, yes. That's going to be a single. Tendulkar starting a bit late. The ball going there at long on. 58 without loss. Prabhakar now 11.
Stop it.
4 more.
His luck ran out, Chishti. His luck ran out. Prabhakar took a single. So this man is in such incredible form. Just look at that. He seems to forget there are fielders you can play the ball to sometimes. He's finding gaps with such precision.
There's 62 without loss. They require a total of 164. Last ball of the over coming up.
Stop it.
And that one's going down towards deep extra cover. It should be cut off. It is. Booted in.
Back him, back him.
Looks like Rafiq is going to come on from the pavilion end. Another left arm spinner going round the wicket. That will be a wide. Umpire Nigel Plews signalling a wide. Short and punished.
That's right, Ralph. I think whatever the quality of the bowling, the ball has to be put away for runs. The bad ball has to be put away. And Prabhakar and Tendulkar are doing it with monotonous regularity over here.
Eyes played on. Well, delight for Rafiq. Despondency for Tendulkar. Really in no trouble at all. And then drags that ball onto his wicket. A shame for the crowd, a shame for Tendulkar, but some reward for Bangladesh.
Yes, once again, Tendulkar getting himself out, trying to play a shot on the up, inside edging it onto his stumps, and that's the first Indian wicket gone for 72.
Sidhu, the new batsman, coming in at number 3. .72 for 1 the score.
Bowling, very good line.
And very carefully watching that. No need at all for any heroics after the performance from Tendulkar. The 1 wicket to fall, 10 overs bowled, and India is 72 for 1.
Bowling. Sabai Moni bhai.
Prabhakar facing Muni.
Bowling.
I just wonder whether India might slow down with the disappearance of Tendulkar, bowled by Rafiq for 48. Faced just 30 deliveries, 9 fours and a 6 in that time. Prabhakar's been batting well, now he needs to pick the pace up a bit.
And there certainly is a spring in the step of the Bangladesh fielders now, after they got the wicket of Sachin Tendulkar. They're attacking Navjot Singh Sidhu with a fielder at silly point and a slip.
Bowling, very good line, Moni bhai.
That's exactly what Bangladesh has done.
First, second is actor.
And of course, according to the regulations, they have to have 2 stationary fielders in catching positions for the first 15 overs, as well as only having 2 outside the fielding circle. So in a way, even more of the captain's options are taken away from him by the increase in regulations.
Bowling. Stop it.
Never go all the way.
Never mind, Moni bhai, never mind.
When Prabhakar
Good back, sir.
is in this sort of form, he can look a very elegant batsman. There's a grace about his play.
Yes, concentration also very important for bowlers. There's no point bowling 4 or 5 good deliveries, then slackening off your concentration and bowling wide, as Noni did just now.
Stop it.
Crowd perhaps filled up a bit this afternoon. Been treated to a batting spectacle.
Stop it. Come on, fast.
Easily worked into the gap.
Pass it.
2 runs. It's interesting looking at Sidhu's bat. He does put his name to a well-known brand of bat manufacturers. And the regulations for the tournament do say that the only labels allowed on a bat are those of the manufacturer. Now, I don't know, Sunil, whether that particular company has gone into bat manufacturer.
I think a lot of the companies do get round by ordering a few hundred bats.
Well, we won't know quite how the middle of that one was. Came a little bit off towards the inside edge. I'm not sure what you were saying actually does get them around the regulation, in as much that it states quite specifically that it should be the manufacturer of the bat, not the marketing man.
What the manufacturers do is come out with special editions of 500 or 1,000 bats, and they register them to the manufacturers.
Right, well, it's going pretty sweetly at the moment. Target of 164 to win. This is Sidhu, 11 not out of 93 for 1. Suddenly become a little bit more empty around the batsman. You have to have 4 fielders inside the 30-yard fielding circle. We did have 3 on the offside and 1 on the leg side. Now an extra man has been brought in to reinforce the leg side. 45, that could have square. That's well bowled. That's a beautiful shot. Quite deliberately done.
Yes, Prabhakar growing in confidence. As you said very rightly, he picked up that spot. There was a big gap over there, and he's hit it with the spin.
The thing I enjoyed about it so much was the way he followed right through, and you saw the bat handle pointing where the ball had gone, which suggested he hit right the way through the line of the ball.
Yes, even the follow-through of the bat was very, very good, right over the left shoulder, as the coaching books would tell you.
And some delicacy as well from Sidhu.
Run.
But was he good?
Well, apparently he never played a Christian stroke in his life.
I'm pleased you've been reading the right books anyway. 101 for 1, 17 overs bowled.
Here's Anisur Rahman. That's cracked away by Prabhakar. That'll be 4. In his own unassuming style, this man's getting the scoreboard moving. I think that's the word for him, isn't it? Unassuming. It's not a flamboyant batting style. It's not a terribly attractive batting style, but it's quite effective.
There you see that ball summarily dispatched to the boundary. A lot of room and width in it, and Prabhakar was on it like a flash. Very good player, Prabhakar. He may not give that impression, but I think he's absolutely workmanlike and collects his runs in a very calm, quiet manner. He's 40 not out. He's only 8 runs short of Tendulkar's score.
We're having a look at the ball. Probably believing it's gone out of shape. Umpire Robertson's taking a close look at it. Well, I hope he doesn't take a look close enough for them to accuse him of ball tampering.
But any respectable ball would go out of shape if it receives the hammering it did in the first 6 overs.
It's just the 19th over. It's already 109. Anisur Rahman, 36 from his first 3 overs. It's still going for runs, not on this occasion though.
It's going to be Athar Ali continuing. He's bowling his 3rd over, none for 10 so far.
Oh,
this
that's
one's coming down.
Lovely shot, isn't it, Chishti?
It's 4 runs. Straight drive, beautifully timed.
And to think that if the bowler had been just that bit more agile, he would have stopped 4. Wasn't too far from the bowler, as you can see. Just about 3 or 4 inches I'd make it. And it's gone all the way for 4. Always a good place to hit, because mid-off and mid-on, when you're hitting the ball so hard, are never fine enough to cut it off.
113 for 1. It's gone towards deep cover, will be cut off. Batsman settle for a single. That one's going to be cut off by Anisur Rahman, running around from long leg towards deep square leg. The batsmen get another run. It is 115 for 1. And that's gone all the way to the long off boundary. 4 runs. No stopping that one. That's one of the Sidhu specialities.
He really is brutal, isn't he, when he's hitting back over the bowler's head?
Absolutely. I mean, he enjoyed that one.
Just took that up on the rise. And there was a conversation after that between Athar Ali Khan and Akram Khan, which didn't look particularly polite. I think they're not agreeing on the field placement.
And I thought I saw a very wry smile on Sidhu's face after he had seen the umpire signalling the boundary. And this one's going down towards the long on region. The fielder from long off cutting it off. That ball slowing down as it approached the boundary. 2 more to Sidhu, 2 more to India. They are now 121.
So here's Prabhakar. Drinks out of the field, obviously, and he's back behind the line of the ball, playing it out on the offside. Well, Chisti, we've been talking a bit about the sense of anti-climax after Tendulkar gets out. I suspect, though, in retrospect, that we haven't entirely been fair to Prabhakar and Sidhu, because India's still scoring at 6 and over.
Yes, but when Tendulkar was there, they were scoring, what, at 8 and over or something like that.
Prabhakar's permitting himself a bit of a smile beneath that helmet. It's nice to see some expressions beneath those helmets, really. Well played by Prabhakar. He really plays the shot very well. Here's Anisur Rahman. A good shot again. Of course, the news here from Sharjah, in case you've heard in your morning newspapers that Wasim Akram did not make the trip. More in a minute. There he's just walking out on that drive, playing a lovely looking shot. Well, in case you've been reading in your newspapers this morning that Wasim Akram is not going to make it in the Pakistan team, the news here from Sharjah is that he is in fact due to arrive tonight. He told local reporters over the telephone that he will catch tonight's flight and he will be here for Pakistan. Good slow ball. And Prabhakar, who bowls a few himself, is behind the line of the ball. I will be catching tonight's flight from Karachi, the Pakistan star said. So that must be good news for a beleaguered Pakistan side.
That's right. It's always very welcome to have somebody like Wasim Akram in your side, particularly when Waqar Yunus is unfit and not in the squad, and Aqib is there, and so is Naeem Ashraf and the other fast bowler Zafar Iqbal. But Wasim's presence would be a great boost for Pakistan.
He walked out to that shot. He in fact charged out at that ball, did Prabhakar, and for all his efforts only picked up a single down to Athar at third man. 122 then for 1. There's really gave that ball everything he had. The second wicket is now put on 50 from 67 balls. That's pretty good going. Anis now to Sidhu. But that's a good shot. I'm afraid not very well stopped. The Bangladesh fielding has been a bit patchy. They've produced some great stops, but on others, not so. After 21 overs, 123 for 1.
41 now required by India to win, and we have a bowling change coming on. It's Minhajul Abidin, the senior most player in the Bangladesh side, into the attack. Bangladesh are playing their 10th one-day international, and Minhajul Abidin, the man on your screens, has been in those matches, every single one of them, that is. So he is now coming on to bowl. Batted fairly well today. How many did he get? He got a 21 before being run out rather unnecessarily. He's bowling to Sidhu. That's misfielded. Comes down to Athar at long on. The batsman settled for a single.
Come on, Rafiki. Come on. Jal lagao.
Gentle medium pace, Minhaj.
Bowling, super.
Not unlike Mohinder Amarnath, who had a very slow run up to the wicket. The only bowler whom I saw slowing down while he approached the crease, but he was very deceptive and took some very important wickets.
Oh!
That's going to go for 4 wide of mid-off. In fact, bisecting long off and deep extra cover to the boundary. Lovely shot. Sidhu now not out 31. He's facing Minhajul Abidin. Tucks that one away towards mid-wicket. Helps himself to a single, taking India to 130. And Sidhu goes to... it's 130 for 1. We are in the 22nd over. Sidhu's not out 32. Prabhakar now gets a single. And that's the end of the 22nd over. 131 for 1.
Well, that required run rate 1.18. It's not going to cause any tremors in the Indian dressing room. The current run rate is very, very healthy. Just 33 runs needed. The Saiful Islam is back in the attack. This single already down deep to cover Chetu from the rest of the mob. Oh, straight back. That had to be 4 runs. That's the area Sidhu loves. He doesn't quite play through mid-wicket or cover as often, but he's very, very good straight back down the wicket, and he's picking them up right on the rise and depositing them back for 4. There he goes again. Actually, the thing about Sidhu is that once he gets going, he does tend to play so straight. We saw on that occasion once again picking up a single. Sidhu is 36. India 136 for 1. Still only the 23rd over. We haven't seen the off-spinner ball today, Aminul Islam. Oh, dropped. Dropped by the captain, Akram Khan, and he's overthrown after that. That really is adding insult to injury. Having said that, it was not a very easy catch. It was crashed straight into him.
Must have hurt. Akram Khan grimaced a bit in pain.
Well, after you drop a catch, it's often a good idea to be hurt.
That's it. There it goes. It was really travelling, cracked, but should have been held. Came at a good height to him.
One more to Sidhu. So Prabhakar is not only dropped, he also ended up taking a single on that one. It must be agony for the bowler, isn't it? At the moment, it's agony for the fielder. Either he's really in pain or he's a very good actor. I think he's really in pain.
I think so, yes. That probably hit him on the thumb of the left hand.
So, end of that over. After 23 overs, it's 140 for 1.
Minhajul Abidin continuing. He's bowling to Prabhakar, who helps himself to a single. Played out to Athar Ali at long on. 1 more to India. They now are 141, which means another 23 required for victory.
Well, welcome back. The Indian bandwagon really rolling just now. 144 for 1. Saiful Islam. Sidhu's picked that away down on the onside. We're very happy we've got with us the manager of the Indian.
When he makes us feel that he's going to get 50 and later on he's going to get into 100.
Couple of months, you get the feeling there's only one man who can get Tendulkar out, and that is Tendulkar himself.
Yes, you're right. I think he's been batting extremely well, I think.
Overall, pretty satisfied with the way this match has gone?
Well, I suppose I think this I could take it as a match practice. Basically, is maybe in the process of rebuilding, and that's where our chance lies to beat them actually.
Sidhu's gone for the big one. It's up in the air. I don't think he quite timed that ball well enough. And they will come back for 2, or will they actually pick up 3? There's a great sense of lethargy around, and they actually end up taking 2. It's 146 for 1. You made the point in the press conferences about the fact that India has never lost the Asia Cup, and therefore we are India rather the holders.
Well, yeah, we haven't lost Asian Cup, but I think those were the times where we played at Sharjah, so we got to give more than 100% when we play in Sharjah.
So, end of that over from Saiful Islam. It's 146 for 1 from 25 overs. It's a gentle little quiet period in its side. You reckon that they'd be as tough as they've always been?
Well, you never know. One day cricket is a lottery, and especially on that particular day, whoever plays better cricket, I think they won. So when it comes to Sharjah, I don't know what happens with the Pakistan team, but they seem to be playing better on that particular day when it is in Sharjah.
52 Manoj Prabhakar. Sidhu comes down the wicket to the next one and picks up a single. So once it's been said about Tendulkar ji that you tend to forget that Prabhakar has played such a crucial supporting role all along, hasn't he?
When he gets going, basically somebody has to steal another end too, and that's the important task which he plays.
And the bowling today, Bangladesh made 163, but were you entirely satisfied with the way that went?
No, I think it could have been much better, but looking at the wicket, I think 160 isn't that bad.
Cracked away down past square leg for 4 by Sidhu, so that'll bring up the 150 for India as 153 for 1 after 26 overs. So only 12 runs to go now. The Indian batsman doing it in style. Lots and lots of overs left. 24 overs to come. So Mohammad Rafiq is back in the attack. He was bowling to Prabhakar, who's just compiled a very well-made 50, workmanlike, very effective. So important, as Ajit Wadekar said, to keep one end going. That's well played once again. In fact, it's timed beautifully. It requires a sweeper to come running out. I'm not sure he's wearing spikes there, slipping on the outfield.
Welcome back. India now require 9 more runs to win. And if anyone is interested in the required run rate, 23 overs left, it's 0.391.
0.391. Did you calculate that, or are you suggesting someone can do it? I wonder how you can make 0.39 runs in an over, even if you want to.
155 for 1, and Aminul Islam is on the bowling crease at last, and concedes, I think, a couple of runs straight away. Sidhu going for the second, which will take him closer to his 50. He's not out 49.
The last time Sidhu played against Bangladesh in one day.
It's quite legitimate in one-day cricket. He's now 1 short of his 50, and that's going to be it. Well played, Navjot Singh Sidhu, not out 50.
Well,
Sidhu's 50 of just 48 deliveries. Sidhu facing Aminul Islam. And that is 4 more runs to the wide extra cover boundary. Umpire Clues signals the 4, and the scores are now level. 163 for 1 India.
This is Sidhu's 26th 50 in limited overs cricket. What a good shot. Just showing why he's such a good batsman at the one-day game, an average of 40 plus.
And that is victory for India by 9 wickets. India win the first match of the Pepsi Asia Cup by the handsome margin of 9 wickets with more than 23 overs to spare, or more than 22 overs to spare, really.